Hey, and welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna just adjust this here a little. Okay, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the kid who was terrified of me in school. It's a really funny story, I promise. It's not a scary story. I'm not a weirdo. I promise. But to understand the story, you have to understand me in school, which I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't I was a nice person, but when it came to idiots, I was a bit standoffish. I'm not gonna lie, I was very standoffish towards idiots. But you have to understand, this kid, we'll for the purpose of this story, we'll name him John. I don't know any Johns, so we're gonna name him John. I'm sorry if your name is John. This is not meant to offend any Johns, because by the end of this, your brain will be screaming because it hurts from this kid. John and his friend, he only comes up a few times in the story, so his friend, there's another friend that I'm going to give a name to. His friend, they always got up in the middle of class and they were running around, and you see, my school doesn't like to discipline because they want to cover their butts in case something happens. So they don't like to discipline, so they just don't. And these kiddos think it's fun to get up in the middle of class, and even when the teachers did yell at them, they didn't listen. But this is besides the point. These kids would just get up in the middle of the class, run around and roughhouse in the back of the classroom. I'm like, what are you doing? John over here decides that it's fun that when this poor child, we'll name him Stuart, and he comes up a few more times, Stuart gets up to get some tissues, and this kid is just bothering him all the time, and trying to talk to him and touching him and grabbing his shoulder. And I'm just like, yo, and you have to understand, this kid, he's short. I don't know how tall he is, but he's short. He's really short. I don't even want to guesstimate because it's probably 3 something. He's short, he's skinny, he's a twig, he's somehow, he's on cross country, which I can understand. He probably has to run for his life because of all the people that he annoys, and he probably gets chased down because of how annoying he is. But this kid was terrified of me. I was standoffish towards idiots. And so, I was already just I didn't like this kid. But, he pushed my buttons, and it wasn't fun. I'm sorry about the cut. I feel like I always end up doing that because the videos would be way too long if I didn't. Anyway, back to how I was at school. I was a little weird. I had I call it my trademark creepy eye page. If it has a creepy eye page, it's most likely my notebook, because I would have a page or two of just eyes. Realistic eyes, eyes like this, graphite eyes, colorful eyes, eyes with heavy makeup looks. I had a bunch of eyes. I really enjoyed drawing eyes. That was my thing. I liked drawing eyes, and I couldn't sit still, so in class I would doodle or draw or write. But it wouldn't be deep, it wouldn't be a something fun, because I learn from audio. I'm an audio learner. I learn from talking. I can't watch and listen to you at the same time because I would be bored. So I have to do something with my hands. I can't sit still. So I listen and I do something with my hands. They think I'm not paying attention. I'm paying attention. I need something to do, because I can't sit still. And people don't like that, especially teachers. Anyway, I I also have a pretty good memory. So when I had a project for English, which was to write your name in the runic alphabet from when we were reading The Hobbit, and she gave us a paper for the Anglo-Saxon runic alphabet, you better bet I memorized it because I have no life. So I memorized it. And when I was bored and I needed something to do with my hands so that I could actually listen and pay attention in class, you know what I did? I would write in those runes. Yup. I was a rune writer, and I liked it. It was fun for me. You know, I would go along, I'd sit there, I'd write in my runes, I'd be a happy camper. Just sitting there, writing in my runes, nothing important, but this kid in my row, what do we call him, John? This kid in my row, John, decided, oh, you know, I don't know what he was thinking. Oh, you know, that's a little weird. I don't know anything about this. And he thought that I was, like, in a cult or something, worshiping Satan or something, but I don't know what he thought. I was just minding my own business, drawing my things, and overall just ignoring him because he was stupid and I didn't like him already. But anyway, he didn't know what I was doing, so of course these children, they jump to conclusions and they're just like, oh my god, she's worshiping Satan in the middle of math class. No, I'm not. I can't sit still. I need something to do. So, you know, minding my own business. Wasn't even writing anything important. I was just like, I don't know, writing random things. Like, I don't even know. Ideas for drawings, you know, so I wouldn't forget. And people also wouldn't know what I was writing about because I didn't like people. I was lucky, and when I was stuck with this kid in my row, I had 2 people on either side of me that I absolutely adored. They were my best friends. So, that's nice. But this kid, I didn't like him. So, yeah, you'd better bet when I found out that he was afraid. And I know he was afraid because the one time Mr. We'll call him, you know what, it's not even important, the teacher, Mr. Teacher Dude, decided to, like, choose our partners. So this kid goes, I'm fine with being with anybody in the class except for one person, and everyone's like, who, and then he goes, my name. I'm like, oh no. He goes, Twilight, because I'm not putting my name on the internet. Look at me being safe. Yay. He says, my name. My immediate reaction is, I just blurt out, why? And he goes, because you're scary. You write, like, weird Satan stuff. And everyone that knows what it is busts out laughing. Because it isn't. It's just me being me. My friends, I should say, bust out laughing because it's just me being me, you know, a weirdo. Because that's what I do. Let's see if I can pick up this graphite that I made a mess out of this with. I can. I'm proud. Oh, look at me. Creating. I'm proud of myself. It looks so messy from the graphite, and now I'm sad. So, you know, my friends laugh at him. He's one of the quote-unquote popular kids. I am air quoting so hard right now, you just can't see it because of how much I'm air quoting. You can't see it. So, you know, kid decides that I'm scary and that I need to be in, like, a mental asylum or something. I don't really know. This kid's weird. And yeah, so for a majority of the year, especially towards the end of the year, because I think it was like the middle of the year when I memorized this. So it was like end of the year, everything's settling down mostly. Tests are taken, boring stuff happening, not a lot going on, it's just chill. So, you got a lot of stuff, you got time, don't have a lot of stuff to do. You can pretty much do whatever in classes now. So, me being me, I decided that it would be fun because I'm bored to go home one night, look up, like, I don't know, hieroglyphs, and draw those along with my runes. And I put it in a circle, and I put the hieroglyph in the middle, just to mess with this kid. I did it all just to mess with him. This was my social experiment of the year. This was my fun, because I was a jerk to those who deserved it. This was my fun for the year. This is, so I put it in the circle, and this kid is like, oh my God, she's worshiping Satan in the middle of class. Elisa, oh, I said her name. That's not good. But you know what? I didn't say her last name. So it's fine. My friend, I'm sorry that I accidentally said your name. My friend starts laughing. And yeah, I can't believe that. My friend starts laughing. She's next to me. She starts laughing because she knows that it's all just a huge prank on this idiot. So she starts laughing. My other friend next to me starts laughing. And he's like, "Why are you all laughing? Oh my God, you're worshiping too." And we're like, we couldn't stop. It was funny. I did other subtle things to mess with him too. He thought that anything I touched was like cursed or whatever, I guess. This kid was weird. I don't even know. He thought like anything I touched was like gonna be cursed, and that if he touched it, he would be cursed too. So if he needed a pencil, anyone else could offer him a pencil. He would take a pencil from a stranger over taking a pencil from me because he thought it was like gonna be cursed. And I just found this hilarious. So anytime he needed something, I'd be like, "Here you go," and just to mess with him. And then after he was done using it, I'd be like, "Oh, by the way, I cursed this." And he would go crazy. He'd be like, "Oh my God, oh." I'd be like, "You're an idiot." Yeah, I was not the nicest person. All the times I've messed with this kid is really funny. So, in my school, study hall was set up so that you stayed with your homeroom. Sometimes this kid would come over to my study hall, not for me, but for some of his friends, and plus it was the chill study hall that you were allowed to talk. So, he would come over to our study hall sometimes, but if he noticed that I was there. So on band days, we have 6 days. Days 2 and 4, I had band. So if he noticed that either I wasn't there on the band, like if I was there on a band day, say it was after a concert, so we don't have band, we get a break, he would specifically see that I was there, say something to his friend, and leave because he was so scared. I don't know if it was like a prank or something, but he either he hated me or he was afraid of me. I think it's the afraid of me, but these people aren't the brightest, and that's fine. He was one of those that thought he was better than everyone else when he really wasn't. So that's probably why he had an attitude problem. He probably didn't get enough attention at home, but it is what it is. And I get content out of it. This is like free content. He's just giving me content. I'm not mad about it. Honestly, it's my fun. It's my social experiment. And I like it. It's a little twisted, but it's fun. And one time, he saw my creepy eye page, and yeah, he saw my creepy eye page. That's all I can say. He got scared, and he was a little baby, but it's fine. You know, I like insulting people. It's my fun. It's my fun for the while, you know. Wait, I'm not done. I'm missing something, and that is one of the most important things that I'm missing, and that's shading. I used to, since I didn't always have like colored pencils on me, I used to just use graphite, and so some of them were very they looked very dark and sinister. They weren't. They were just you know, there. They existed. And I guess he was he thought that it was more weird symbols or something. I couldn't sit still. I liked to doodle. It was my thing. I wasn't like the doodler, but I did always sit in the back of the class because it was more comfortable for me, because I'm very sensitive to light. So it was just more comfortable for me to just chill towards the back and not have anything to do with anybody, and it was easier for me because I'm also very shy and socially awkward. So when people left me alone, it was like my personal paradise. I got to be left alone. I got to do what I had to do. Only really my friends were allowed to be near me because I was not social. I didn't like people. People didn't like me. And that's how it went. I don't know why. I always forget shading, and that's one of the most important things. So. And for this, I don't really want it to be all out. I just want some nice eyelash shading. I don't know why I always forget shading. I don't forget it when I'm doing graphite, but maybe it's because it's a shady medium. So, that sounded really bad. I'm sorry, graphite. You're not shady. You're just, you're graphite. It looks like it has more eyelashes than it really does because of the shading, and that's kind of funny. I actually really like it. So yeah, those are my scaring people endeavors, and I don't know. I guess my thing is just don't be a jerk. Don't assume what people are doing before you actually know what they're doing. It's it's just rude, especially when I just can't sit still. I found it very rude, but I also found it entertaining, you know? Now, this eye is much better. So thank you for watching. It's long again, but you know, I like to create. It's fun. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like it, please like and subscribe. Because of this, there are a lot of videos that I've been doing. So, you know, comment on what kind of story you want me to do next. If you want like a school story, a story about some kid that annoyed me, a story about when I went out sometime, or one of those, you know? Because I have so many stories. Crazy things just happen to me because I'm crazy. So, voila, my masterpiece is complete. Thank you.